Listen, Pittsburgh, I know right now the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields thing. Okay, hey, it's all happy. Hey, they're out on the field together. They're throwing. There's going to be all this talk about what Fields can learn from Russell Wilson, who's that veteran. And, like Russ is the starter. He's the unquestioned starter. That's coming from inside the organization. It feels like there's all these efforts right now to push past any idea that this could be awkward or problematic as time rolls on. But here's the thing. You have two quarterbacks right now, neither anchored to any kind of contractual coverage in 2025. These are two guys who want deals. They want money, okay? They want to know they're going to have a starting spot in 2025 and beyond. And that's not just Russ. It's Justin Fields, who's sitting there and has admitted, "Hey, I'm here to compete." Like, I'm as much as the organization is sitting there saying, Russ is the guy. This is the setup. We know how we want this. I think what ultimately is going to end up happening in Pittsburgh, if it goes the way the organization wants it, Russ will be the unquestioned starter. But Fields will get some red zone snaps, and they'll work out some packages to try and take advantage of him and get him on the football field. But you can't tell me there's not going to be an element of awkwardness there, because Justin Fields absolutely wants to be able to play himself into a starting level opportunity in 2025 and beyond, whether that's with the Steelers or not. And Russell Wilson is in the same situation. When he feels that kid coming and pushing, and there might be any kind of an issue in the locker room over, like, hey, are they choosing sides? Is Russ playing well enough to hold this job? I do think there's a setup there in Pittsburgh for potential awkwardness. Just remember this when we're in like October or November and maybe things aren't going as well as people think. And one last thing I would inject into this, there's also a wide receiver named George Pickens who is going to be looking to start contract extension talks next offseason. What typically happens with any wide receiver, let's just take out George Pickens' history, with any wide receiver who could be going into an offseason for contract extension talks where things aren't going perfectly at quarterback and they're not getting fed the football. So now you have a third person who's injected into the middle of this mix, whose career moving forward and extension potential after the 2024 season is dependent upon the quarterback. You can't tell me that Pickens isn't going to sit there and go, this guy gives me the chance to get that bag this summer. I am absolutely going to back this guy. Now tell me which guy that is.